Hi, I'm Wendy Sheridan, and welcome to the Geekscape Patreon exclusive segment.
And hi, I'm Robin Reneé.
And today we are getting really geeky nerdy because we're
Very nerdy.
talking about this is about the maximum nerd level that I get. We're talking about kerning today. If everything's working properly, you are actually watching a video and not a slideshow that you will have to then advance the slides. So kerning is a typography term. It's something that graphic designers and people that do like book typesetting and stuff, they know a lot about. And according to Wikipedia, in typography, kerning is the process of adjusting the spacing between characters in a proportional font, usually to achieve a visually pleasing result. Kerning adjusts the space between individual letter forms while tracking letter spacing, adjusts the spacing uniformly over a range of characters. In a well-kerned font, the two-dimensional blank spaces between each pair of characters all have a visually similar area. And I'm not going to go into the source of the word and all of that. If you're really that interested in it, look up kerning on Wikipedia.
I'm actually interested in it. I'm
Oh,
going to learn
okay.
more because this is a word. I mean, I obviously knew this concept, but I don't know that I used this word until fairly recently. So
Okay.
it's an
It's
interesting. Yeah,
it's
it's
probably
interesting
my
to know.
fault that you use this word at all. So if you want to go to the next slide, Robin, you will see you'll see the XKCD cartoon whose caption reads, "If you really hate someone, teach them to recognize bad kerning." And that's what I'm going to do to all of you right now. I'm sorry, not sorry.
I know if you have OCD tendencies at all, then you're going to notice it even more. So it's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be an annoyance. Too funny.
So the next slide is another one. This has a lot of issues besides bad kerning, which I can go over. This is a picture that I've actually seen on Etsy and all over the internet. How to piss off your designer friends and give them a migraine. There's bad kerning in here. There's bad line spacing in here. there's bad left justification in here. This is an example of everything you should not do when you're laying stuff out.
I would
As
declare the whole document like an act of creative art, poetry, design, and just let the whole thing be like that because fuck it.
and
I'd say E. Cummings wrote this, the end of the story.
so if you want to go to the next one, which says bad kerning hurts, if you could even read that. I mean, kerning helps the readability of whatever you're writing, whatever you're displaying. And from now on, we are going to look at other bad examples that are out in the universe. A lot of it is signage, and a lot of it, well, all of it is from the internet, and you may or may not, depending on how nerdy you and your friends are, you may have seen these in your social media streams.
And just out of curiosity, because I've done a lot of ghost writing and a lot of just dealing with the actual words of documents, but is this something you encounter a lot in graphic design when you're trying to figure out which fonts to use for a document or for a book or for like how
Oh
do you mostly
yes.
deal with this?
Yes. There's there's two different kinds of fonts which are, and even you can get really nerdy about that because font means one thing, and it's really instead of a font, it really should be a typeface.
Mm.
That's the technical term of what a font is. It's really supposed to be a typeface, but everybody's
Well,
been
what's the
using
difference? Then
fonts.
what's a font?
A font, it's really the same thing, but it's very, and I can't remember what the tiny distinctions are, but it's technically a typeface. But anyway, font is is shorter, so it's fewer syllables.
I'm gonna
So
look that up. Okay.
okay, the next slide. I'm going to ask Robin to try to read that.
Spam restaurant.
Yeah, that's not what it's supposed to say.
All right, let me try again. Barn.
Spain.
Spain?
Yeah.
Oh my
Well, I mean,
goodness.
that's okay. So this is the absolute worst typeface for this for what this is. It's not communicating what it needs to say.
No, I don't
No.
get any sense of
No, that
Spanish food or
no, this is I mean, yeah, we can also overlap into terrible logos with
yeah, yeah, that's exactly. I was gonna say, and once you see spam, then you think, oh, it's like bad canned meat
yeah.
place.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go there.
Or it's the Monty Python skit restaurant.
Exactly.
All
That,
right. So
that's a good
that's
one.
so there's okay, so that's terrible in like 800 different ways.
And what font is that? Is that a known, like
I
a
it's a
common one?
yeah, and I don't know offhand. I can't
Okay.
recognize it offhand, and I would never use it in an all caps format anyway, just because all of the capital letters do not play well together.
Right.
Like that T is awful.
Yeah, I would understand it if it were at the beginning of a word, maybe, but
Yeah, well, you could, like I said, if you just use it as a capital and the rest of it are lowercase, and even then, I think, and some of these fonts or typefaces were designed for a particular one-time usage, and then I guess they figure they're going to finish out the rest of the alphabet, and they're coming up with letter forms that really aren't working, because I would never use a T that looks like a 7
yeah.
like that. You need to have the vertical needs to be not at the end of the horizontal part. It really, yeah, this is not a good sign.
Can I
But
interject something? All right. Yeah. So font versus typeface, the ultimate guide. I've got too curious. I had to Google this. It says the main difference between a font and a typeface is that the former exists as part of the latter. Helvetica is a typeface, a complete set of sans serif characters with a common design ethos. However, it is made up of a whole collection of fonts, each in a specific weight, style, and size, with different
oh,
levels of condensation as well as italic versions.
okay.
That's
So yeah,
okay. That makes
yes,
sense now.
the fonts are the specific weight and and condensity of whatever the typeface is. So yeah, because Helvetica has like a jillion, like there's Helvetica Light, there's Helvetica Medium, there's Helvetica Italic, Bold Italic, all of that. So each of those is a font, but the typeface is Helvetica.
Yes. So typeface is to genus as font is to species.
Exactly. And I do love Robin's live fact checking of my blatherings. So so let's go to the next one. Okay, so this one is not I mean, we're gonna get into the really, really embarrassingly awful kerning issues, but this one isn't bad. It's confusing though, because does this say fit sock or fits okay?
Oh, okay.
You
Because I
know?
see it on a sock, I read fit sock, but I
Yeah,
could see
I
that
know, but
being
it's some better kerning on that would make it a little clearer is all.
yep,
Because
yep.
that one could this is an example of bit of bad kerning because you don't know what it says.
Right, right. One time I was at an event for a group I was part of called Bizone, and somebody saw that, like, I guess we had a poster or a flyer or something that said Bizone, and somebody came up and they were like, what are you guys? Are you an Italian group?" And we're like, "What?" And I was like, "Ah, Bizone."
Bizzoni. I thought maybe they would say Biz One or
Biz
something.
One is also a business. We found that also. So there was
Well,
a lot of
those kind of things are gonna come up in a really in really horrible examples, and I think then it's next. I think the next one no. Oh, well, yes, okay, this is another one where
okay.
the lack of any
Ooh,
white space kinda really makes you have to think.
now that's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I believe it's supposed to be a new start. but that's not what you see when you first look at it.
No, and I know a few guys who wouldn't be mind called being called the other version of that.
To be an anus tart. Okay.
Exactly.
So yeah, white space to separate your
Spacing
words.
matters.
It's really important. Okay, the next one, this has to, you can also,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Is that a real business or is that like a joke?
no, I think it's a real business.
Wow.
And this is also a problem. This also becomes a real big problem when you're trying to pick your business name and make a URL, because
It
that,
doesn't always look the same.
no, it's going to look like this. Because is this kids exchange, kids sex change? Who knows?
Yeah. They need, well, their URL needs dashes for sure.
Yeah, and
Or a dash. Yeah, that's
yeah,
funny.
some spacing between their words would have been really helpful here.
It would have been smart. Yeah.
And I think also, even they could have left it like this if they had each word in one color. You
Hmm.
know, like kids would be one color and exchange would be another color.
That makes sense. That's right. Wow.
But yeah, so that's another bad. And the one after this, let's go here.
Oh,
Yeah,
now this is one that I've actually that mess up bothers me because I, for some reason, just one day I happened to just read the word therapist and I saw it as it appears here.
as
And
the rapist.
yeah,
Yes.
and I can't every time I see the word therapist, I still think that. Like it got in my head.
Yeah. Yeah, well, anything that uses therapist, especially in a URL, you
Mhm.
know, rethink your business name. Say therapy or therapeutic or
Yeah.
something, cuz and this is absolutely terrible kerning, because there is too much space between the E and the R to make it stand out even more, and the fact that the R is touching the A. You see, because all right, the space between the E and the R is too much, and
Mhm.
the space between the R and the A is not enough.
Right.
So whoever made this sign really did not like their client.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to have to say about that.
Although it makes a very good name for a very terrible band.
Oh my god.
But I would not want to listen to that band based on its name.
No, no, no. All right, let's go back. Let's turn this one away.
Yeah.
All right, this one isn't necessarily kerning. This is more of a bad logo design. And I don't know why the business let them do this. Why are you could have cut any other letter in that sign.
This is true.
Uh, uh,
Yeah.
you know, they could have cut literally any other
Any other
letter,
letter?
or even put the scissors in between mega and clits.
Clits.
Yeah, now we're getting into the bad kerning makes
Mega
makes
clits. That's actually really kind of hot. All right. Next. What's
What
next?
next? Okay.
I don't even know what that's supposed to have said.
I think it's supposed to have said click.
Oh, okay.
I
Welcome
have
to
a
the
couple
modern
of
world.
examples.
Oh.
There's actually quite a few examples of, and most of these are with what you would call a ligature, which is a combination of two letters, and the CL, depending on the weight of the font. In other words, the heavier weights are thicker. So and then it also depends if your printer uses too much ink, or the ink is a little runny, or it bleeds a little more. You're going to get run in. The letters might run together.
Okay.
And also this one may have been a Photoshop, but I doubt it.
Okay.
Because and this one
And it made me think too, because like even like with the word click, I had to think of like why that pun makes sense. It's like, oh, I get it. It's insurance and it's covering your home. Okay, I get it. Like I had to still would
yeah,
have to think about it even by itself. But
yeah, it's
if
tough.
it's covering your home with a dick, then that's a whole other story.
Welcome to the modern world where
Right.
penises are everywhere. All right, go to the next one. This is another another CL issue. I don't know what the hell is going on with the eye in this either, because
Yeah,
that
that's
eye
weird.
shouldn't do that.
The
So I don't
second
know.
eye, yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
what's happening.
click.
Click brick.
Well, it's supposed to be click brick,
Yeah, yeah.
but that eye looks like a J.
Yeah, it's weird. Huh. Okay.
It is. It's really weird. And that CL is, well, that CLI, everything, it's all too close together in any case.
Yes.
And the next one, this is what I was saying before, because they're using a very heavy typeface and there's probably a little too much ink on there, and it's just a little, their kerning is a little too tight.
It's just a dick away. Dick away. Funny.
Yeah. So just a dick away trademark. So
there you go.
okay, the next one, I kind of think they did on purpose.
I have to say this is
because there's
too perfect. There's too much going on in this that is
because that is
in various ways.
Well, yeah, the logo itself.
Mm-hmm.
There's this one is a contender also for the phallic logo awards.
Yeah, this is
yeah, so
this is well crafted actually for its non-intended purpose, allegedly.
Unless they're all gay, I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. Or whoever, people who love dicks,
yes,
whoever they are.
Yes. Gay and gay bi and hetero, gay men and hetero bi women. So and whatever.
Whoever,
yes.
whatever.
Yes,
people who
dick
love
lovers.
Dick lovers.
Because they did this on purpose, because the C is attached to the K the same way it is to the L, and it's I'm assuming they did this on purpose to get more free advertising for their suggestive logo.
Yes.
And saying, oh, well, if you think it says dick, that's on you. That's on you and your pervy mind.
Yeah. They made it very easy for you to see that.
They made it very easy for us to see that.
I actually like that logo. And I think it's pretty cool.
Okay. Well, there used to be, well, I don't know if they still have it. There was a website called the Phallic Logo Awards, and maybe we'll do another nerdy thing with logos that are kind of risque, shall we say.
I tend to take pictures of dumb signs that I see, so I might start collecting those.
Okay, next we're going into the word pen and is.
Yep, more phallic mistakes here.
The wig and penis open for business.
So what would the wig and pen be if that's a?
I'm assuming it's a pub. Wig
and pen. Oh, right, like okay.
Yeah. I see. And it could be an old English pub. It could be, I have no idea where this is. Right. So
yeah, that's what I got, like old English kind of a
well,
vibe.
It's like pubs are named something and something else. Yeah. That, like the Frog and Peach and
oh, I remember the Frog and Peach.
I've actually eaten at the Frog and Peach. Nice. It's this whole chain in England, which I did not know.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just knew it from New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay. There was one there.
I remember it from a Peter Cook and Dudley Moore skit from the 70s. They were talking about food, and they were saying, oh, you could have pêche à la frog or frog à la pêche. Okay, so this one, it's really sad that this happened like this. which makes me think that the sign maker was kind of doing this on purpose, and the person who ordered the sign wasn't proofreading very well. So, okay, next is so that one didn't have enough space, and this one has too much.
Yes, it does. That's funny. I think I'd still buy that because it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean it is pretty funny. It's pretty amusing, and I was looking through, for I don't know what reason, I was looking through this old photo album on Flickr, but somebody had sent me a package of random gifts with, and I don't know where she got this roll of labels, but these are like, I guess, for the pharmacy, and it says, and the labels were saying for rectal use only, and she had like just covered the entire package with these stickers. And this kind of reminds me of that for some reason. I don't know.
That's funny.
Okay, next we have the word flick being where they choose the wrong typeface.
Yeah.
And bad kerning. There's a lot of these, actually. I think I'm only giving you 2 or 3 examples.
Interesting.
So there's mega cuts, or mega clits, and mega fucks. So it's
And I didn't know you could get that right next to Dollar General. That's pretty that's convenient.
Yes. All right. The next one you've probably seen online, and I remember somebody telling me that they were convinced it was a Photoshop, but I don't think so, because all of the entire stack of them look the same. And this is yet another bad kerning example.
Yes, indeed. But given the amount that people curse when they're trying to put up Christmas lights, it might be appropriate.
Okay.
That's funny.
Okay, and now we have a few examples of when people are writing things by hand. You need to be aware. This one is not terrible, but it's still,
yeah. It looks like an intentional joke, but it probably
but I mean it is funny. Penis broken. Please use fingers.
Bad. Funny.
And okay, and this one I found online yesterday when I was preparing for this. Yeah. This says you will be preparing for the anal. So, I'm assuming that was supposed to be final. So.
Yeah. I didn't even catch that one, but yeah, no. I think because I already see. It's funny how your brain works. Like if you already know what you think something's about, sometimes you'll just read it.
Yo, you didn't see final in there?
I mean, I saw final because I was already thinking that that's what it's going to be about, and then I was like, oh no, okay, now I see.
Now I see it does. It's not an F and an I.
Right.
It needs a little more space. And the next one is just sad.
Oh dear.
I'm hoping Clint wasn't a cunt, but he may have been.
Yeah, that's funny. Depending on how he was treating the barista.
Yeah, it's like, yes, treat your barista well. All right, and then this one, which is actually the reason that I decided to do this as a segment at all. I have discovered that this one is a Photoshop, and that's why I'm leaving it as the last one.
Okay.
And there was a whole article about why this is a Photoshop, because if it wasn't, that comma would not have been there.
Okay. I was thinking of it as bad punctuation, because bad punctuation and spelling happens on signs a lot. Bad spelling more often.
That'll be another episode.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We could. There was a website that I actually used to check on a daily basis called Apostrophe Abuse.
Oh wow. That's funny.
So we could do one on that too.
Oh,
if these turn out to be popular. It's like, yes, the Leftscape, where you go for your grammar information.
We are such nerds. It's good. Yes, we could be
But
good with that.
this one is a Photoshop, even though it's hysterical. Um, but yeah, it was supposed to say the pen is mightier than the finger, to advertise their Galaxy Note whatever with the pen. So
Right. And there would, yeah, the comma wouldn't make any sense.
no, the comma wouldn't make any sense in that context. So somebody photoshopped this. Good job, whoever did that,
Yeah,
because I thought it was real for a while.
yeah, yeah.
And I guess that concludes our foray into kerning.
Yes, I would love to hear people's pet peeves or funny things they've seen too. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, this was definitely interesting. I was wondering how you were going to put this together, Wendy. You found some good ones.
Yeah, I did. I did. Well, it's not me. I'm not the one that does this. So I just find it and point it out.
Awesome.
So
Thank
take
you.
care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.